Hello, my friends, and welcome to another Devotional Connection. I want to share an experience I had with you, something I thought about today while sharing some family time. I was with my family at a movie. We were watching How to Train Your Dragon. My kids wanted to see it. It's a movie we watched in the cartoon. They have the live action film out, and we went as a family, us, the cousins, aunt. We went to go see the movie. The movie was good. We were spending some time together, laughing, joking, going through all that entertainment can bring for you. And towards the end, there was a scene that brought some emotion out in me that I did not expect. And what the emotion was the protagonist, the hero of the movie, had fallen in battle, and he had slain the beast and um, had fallen in battle, and his pet had fallen with him. The father was looking for him and through the fog and the dust and the aftermath of the battle and couldn't find him anywhere, and he wasn't responding. And what they do find is his pet dragon laying on the ground, battered and bruised. And the father sees him, drops to his knees, and realizes the last thing he saw was his son falling in the fire, and that his son was not there, and possibly his son was dead. And all the Vikings were behind him. They had come up upon this scene of the father on his knees crying out for his son and apologizing for all that had happened. And the dragon lifts his wing to show the boy laying there. The dragon had used his body to help cover him. And the father grabs him, hugs him close, and begins to listen for a heartbeat. And the father cries out, "He's alive." And it was a whisper at first, and then it was an eruption. "He's alive!" And all of the other Vikings that were there in solemn mood and trying to be respectful of their fallen comrade were now erupting in joy because he was alive. And in that one moment in the movie theater, I had this thought, and I hadn't really thought it before. And maybe you have. Great. It hadn't really crossed my mind to consider what was it like in heaven when Jesus rose from the grave, when breath re-entered his body, when breath entered into his lungs and he breathed out again. In, what is it, Luke 15, the Bible tells us Jesus was telling parables in three different ways. He tells the parable of the lost sheep, the parable of the lost coin, and the parable of the lost son. And in each of the parables, he shows rejoicing that was had because one sinner repented, one person came back to Christ. In Luke 15:10, it says, "In the same way I tell you, there is rejoicing in the presence of the angels of God over one sinner who repents." There is rejoicing in the presence of the angels of God over one sinner who repents. So it's not only the angels rejoicing, God himself is rejoicing, and he's doing it in the presence of the angels. I sat there looking at this scene that was unfolding, and I began to shed tears of hope and joy and excitement, because what was it like for the angels? Was there a whisper at first? Were they waiting with abated breath? Was there this eruption in heaven? He's alive. He's alive. I mean, what was it like for them? The light of heaven had died. Life itself was extinguished. The King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the creator of all things, the great general of heaven, the captain of the host, was dead. It had never happened before, and they didn't know if he'd be able to pull himself back. And then the stone is rolled away, and Jesus takes his first breath. I sat there thinking about the eruption in heaven, and it brought me great joy, great satisfaction, because if they rejoice over one sinner, what did they do when the creator of all took breath again. All that victory at the cross meant, all that it was, all that he had undertaken and all that he had overcome. And he did it for our sake and in our form, to show us, to cover us, and to lead us. It just was an interesting thought. I get excited about it even now. There's going to be another eruption in heaven. And it's going to be when we get there. And I pray I see you there. Talk to you again soon.